The United States Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement are both notorious and enigmatic. These days, as has long been the case, there's no shortage of news stories about the federal agencies that are charged with border enforcement and the detention and deportation of non-citizens deemed undesirable by the federal government. But despite the notoriety of the agencies themselves, most of us know little about the agents that work for the Border Patrol and ICE. We see the outcomes of their work and we hear about their mandates in the news, but we don't know who the agents are, how they came into the work, how they're trained and socialized to do their job, and perhaps most importantly, we know little about how they reconcile the political dimensions, racial inequalities, and moral ambiguities of their work. My book, Bordering on Indifference: Immigration Agents Negotiating Race and Morality, aims to fill that gap. Over the course of 2 years, I interviewed immigration enforcement agents, both U.S. Border Patrol agents and ICE officers. I spoke to a diverse set of agents, but most of them were Latinos, children or grandchildren of Mexican immigrants, many of whom grew up along the U.S.-Mexico border they then policed. This book elaborates the paradoxical combinations of social control and mobility that the immigration state creates in border towns throughout the Southwest, and it reveals the normative principles that pervade agents' work. At its core, my analysis is about the normalization of exclusion and about the production of indifference in institutions like the U.S. immigration system. Indifference, which we can understand as apathy and detachment, is both a top bureaucratic strategy that agents use to look away from the most conflicting aspects of their work, as well as a major product of their efforts to cultivate a moral sense of self. Thinking about indifference is important because it helps us unlock the bureaucratic dimension of immigration control. Yes, immigration enforcement is an inherently coercive form of state power that trades in cruelty, but it is also carried out routinely under the guise of legal and technical rationality. So as we reflect on immigration today, one question we should be asking ourselves is, what is the role of indifference in perpetuating exclusion through our immigration system?